So the United Kingdom has just made a massive trillion-dollar bet on its future. It's this incredibly ambitious, high-stakes plan to become a global tech superpower. And in this explainer, we're going to dive in and break down exactly what that means.
Let's start with a number. £1 trillion. That is the value of the UK's tech ecosystem right now. It's already the biggest in Europe and the third largest in the entire world. I mean, it's grown ninefold in just a decade. That is a seriously strong foundation to build on. But the plan from here, well, it's to build something truly monumental. And here it is, the headline, the big, audacious goal. We're not just talking about growing the ecosystem, we're talking about creating the UK's first trillion-dollar technology business by 2035. That's the kind of ambition that puts you in the same league as the US and China. So the big question is, how on earth are they going to pull that off?
Well, the roadmap is all laid out in this document, the Digital and Technology Sector Plan. And you got to understand, this isn't just some dusty report with a bunch of ideas. Nope. This is a core piece of the UK's modern industrial strategy. The government is basically saying, we're going to be an active partner to business. The goal is to tear down the barriers and build an engine for both economic growth and national security.
Okay, so if you're going to build a trillion-dollar company, you can't just start with the fancy penthouse suite, right? You need incredibly strong foundations. The whole plan is built on what it calls the 6 pillars for growth. Think of these like the deep-down pilings and the steel framework you'd need to construct a skyscraper of that incredible scale. And here they are, the 6 pillars. They cover the whole shebang, from boosting R&D to making sure startups can actually get funding to building a workforce with the right skills. It's really about nailing the fundamentals, better infrastructure, smarter rules that actually help innovation, and building strong friendships around the world. But let's zoom in on 2 of these, because they really show the thinking here: money and people.
First up, the money. Now, the strategy isn't for the government to just write a giant check. No, the idea is way smarter. They want to be a catalyst. By 2035, the goal is for every single pound of public money spent on R&D to pull in 3 pounds of private investment. That creates this powerful multiplier effect that could really get things moving.
Then you've got the people part, and this number is wild: 7.5 million. That's how many workers in the UK the plan aims to get skilled up in AI by 2030, working with giants like Google and Amazon. So you see, this whole strategy isn't just about funding machines, it's about investing in the people who are going to build them and use them.
All right, so the foundations are solid. Now for the exciting part. Where is the UK actually placing its chips? The plan singles out 6 specific, high-risk but super high-reward frontier technologies. You can think of these as the moonshots, the big bets that are supposed to define the next wave of growth.
And here's the lineup. This table gives you a quick snapshot of where these 6 sectors are today. And as you can see, they're already a really big deal, contributing billions and employing tens of thousands. But the government is betting that their future potential is just orders of magnitude bigger. So let's take a closer look at a few of these.
First on the list, and it's no surprise, is AI, artificial intelligence. We all know the basic definition, but what's really key to this plan is its economic power. It's seen as this great transformer, the technology that's going to supercharge breakthroughs in every other area, from discovering new drugs to totally changing legal services.
And get this, the momentum is already insane. £44 billion. That's how much private money has been committed to UK AI businesses just since July of 2024. That's not a typo. It just shows the UK is already a global AI hub, and this plan is all about doubling down on that strength.
All right, next bet, quantum. And this is where things get a little weird. We're talking about using the truly strange rules of quantum physics to build computers that can solve problems our best supercomputers today wouldn't even know where to start on. It's definitely a long-term bet, but man, the potential is revolutionary. And the potential payoff is just immense. This quote suggests quantum computing could add over £11 billion to the UK's economy. And this isn't science fiction. It's already happening. You've got companies like Circa Magnetics using quantum sensors right now to build these incredible next-generation brain scanners for the NHS. Now let's talk semiconductors. These are the absolute bedrock of, well, everything digital. They are the tiny silicon brains inside your phone, your car, your medical devices. You simply can't lead in AI or quantum if you don't have a strong position here. It's that fundamental.
And here, the UK has a giant in its corner, a company called Arm. You might not have heard of them directly, but I guarantee you use their technology every single day. Their super efficient chip designs are in pretty much every smartphone on the planet.
So leveraging homegrown champions like ARM is absolutely central to the strategy.
The fourth big bet is on something called engineering biology, and this is just fascinating. It's essentially about programming life itself. We're talking about designing biological systems to create everything from new medicines to sustainable fuels. You can kind of think of it as turning biology into a manufacturing platform.
And the scale of this opportunity is, well, it's almost hard to comprehend. We're talking about a potential global impact of up to £3.1 trillion by 2040. The UK already has the strongest ecosystem for this outside the US and China. So the goal is simple: capture a huge slice of that massive future market.
And the last two bets are all about securing and connecting this new digital world. First, cybersecurity, which is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, what's the point of building all this amazing stuff if you can't protect it from attack? And second is advanced connectivity. This is about building the networks of tomorrow, moving way beyond 5G to things like 6G and even Li-Fi, a really cool tech pioneered in Scotland that uses light to transmit data.
Now, a really crucial part of this whole plan is that it's not just another London story. The goal here is to build a true UK tech map, spreading the innovation, the jobs, and the opportunities across the entire country, for everyone.
And you can already see the shape of this taking form. You've got the world-famous Oxford-Cambridge corridor, you've got Manchester becoming a hub for AI, the semiconductor cluster down in South Wales, and that whole innovation belt between Edinburgh and Glasgow. And initiatives like new AI growth zones are going to be spread all over the UK to power this regional growth.
So the vision is huge. The plan is incredibly detailed. But the big question remains, will this massive bet actually pay off? To even begin to answer that, we need to look at the timeline. The strategy sets out clear, concrete milestones to measure its success on the long road to 2035. Here's a quick look at that roadmap. By next year, 2025, we should see those first AI growth zones announced. By 2030, that goal of upskilling 7.5 million people is meant to be hit. By 2033, the UK is aiming to have captured 15% of the entire global quantum market. And it all leads up to that giant 2035 ambition, landing the UK's first trillion-dollar tech company.
Which leaves us right back where we started, with that one massive question. This is, without a doubt, one of the most ambitious national tech strategies anywhere in the world. But is it a clear blueprint for a secure, prosperous future, or is it a huge, high-stakes gamble on a handful of very uncertain technologies? For now, the blueprint is set. Thanks for digging into this with us.